A main draw of 128 players became 4, and now 4 has become 2. Venus Williams and Garbine Muguruza will be facing off for the Wimbledon title, so it's time for another preview and prediction. So those of you who watched my last video, the preview and predictions for the semi-finals, will know that my predictions turned out to be semi-decent in the end, so I'm feeling a bit more pressure this time around to kind of keep up the standard. But even if my predictions fail, hopefully the analysis will be passable. I have been seesawing back and forth on this one. It is difficult to pick an outright winner, and it's a Grand Slam final, so I kind of feel that there should be that level of intrigue and unpredictability now that we're down to the best 2 players of the fortnight. Well, you know the lineup. Neither of our final 2 players are ranked inside the top 10, but it's hard to believe that given the ability of one and the history of the other. Venus Williams is ranked world number 11 and seeded number 10, while Garbine Muguruza is ranked number 15 and seeded number 14, but Venus has previously held the top ranking, while Muguruza was as high as world number 2 only last season. Against world number 87, Magdalena Rybarikova, in the semi-finals, Garbine Muguruza demonstrated a real mental stability and a lot of guts. She has had a pretty poor season to date and was going out there in the last 4 of a Grand Slam as the very heavy favourite. So that's a difficult position to be in, given that she's not performed to standard so far this year. Nevertheless, she came out, was aggressive, went for her shots, and pounded the feel-good story of the tournament to the dust. It was a consistent display of tennis that we've seen from Muguruza before on grass courts and again this week, and this is the style of game that makes her excel on the surface. Her movement was impeccable, especially when Rybarikova was throwing the slice at her. She knew what was coming and she was ready for it, taking all the little steps to be in exactly the right position to strike the ball, keeping low over it and making sure she got her placement exactly right. This ensured impressive consistency from the Spaniard in longer rallies, and the longer these extended, the more time she had to work herself onto the front foot. Rybarikova's game plan was always about making her move and keeping her off balance, as opposed to overpowering her, and Muguruza's focus and aggression meant that this was simply never going to work. So the 23-year-old looks imperious, but it's worth noting that she's still yet to face a player who is trying to put her onto the back foot. Her highest profile win this fortnight has come against the top seed, Angelique Kerber, but the German definitely is a counterpuncher, going more for the angles and the placement than trying to overpower Muguruza. Even Svetlana Kuznetsova, who Muguruza beat in the quarterfinals, isn't the sharpest or the most powerful player to combat. So Venus throws a challenge at Muguruza that she has really yet to encounter this fortnight, and the American herself continues to defy expectation. And what impresses me most about Venus at this stage, as she prepares to play in her 9th Wimbledon final, is the ease and the focus with which she is playing in her current situation. Last season she did show signs of nerves in her semi-final against Angelique Kerber, but against Johanna Konta on Thursday there was little to no sign of them at all. She has been efficient and businesslike throughout the majority of her campaign. Her efficiency and focus were in evidence once again when she played Johanna Konta in the semi-finals on Thursday, in a match that was supposed to be close. Or maybe that's just what the British tabloids would have us believe. No, the head-to-head was in Konta's favour, and despite Venus being the more lethal and accomplished player, Konta had won their only previous straight-set matches, and there were 2 of them. But after saving 2 break points for 5-4 in the opening set, Venus didn't look back. She showed absolute champion's focus to walk out and immediately pick up 3 break points on Konta's serve in the following game, and her accuracy on serve in the second set didn't really give her opponent a look in. Originally she was all in for the big points, and when Konta wilted slightly in the second set, Venus was there to take advantage. Yet again she turned defence into attack precisely, brought out the body serve at the first hint of trouble, and rarely messed up when she was on the front foot. If she was hitting her marks on the fast surface of grass, it was always hard to see her getting beaten, and she definitely played it her way on Thursday. Now for Muguruza versus Venus. Their head-to-head in this encounter rests in Venus' favour, but it is pretty deceptive. While Venus dominated in her most recent win over the Spaniard, it eventually came via retirement in the 2015 Wuhan final. Then Muguruza won their most recent meeting in Rome a few weeks ago, in a clash that Venus could well have got closer to winning were it not for unforced errors. But clay and grass are two extremes of surfaces, so it's hard to use that match to compare as to what might happen at Wimbledon, apart from to tell us that it should be a close one. So then we have to go back to pre-Wuhan to find something indicative, but both of those clashes came before Muguruza really broke out on tour. Nevertheless, she did first hint that she was one to watch seriously as an 18-year-old, and Venus' only straight sets win over her came at the beginning of 2014, when Muguruza was still only 20, but a lot has still changed since then. My head is giving me a load of reasons why Muguruza could win the title. What made her stand out right from the beginning was her game face and her head for the big moments. She has played 2 Grand Slam finals. Both of them ended in straight sets, and both of them were played against Serena Williams. She won one and she lost the other, but in both of them she did show little sign of nerves. Now, the first one was 2015 at Wimbledon, and there she came from a double break down in the final set before losing out. And at the French Open last year, frankly, that was one of the few times in Serena Williams' career where she has been dominated from the baseline, because Muguruza was absolutely fearless. Venus, meanwhile, played her first Slam final since 2009 in January under weird circumstances, facing her sister who she knew was pregnant, so that can't have been easy. As far as Wimbledon goes, it might be easy to assume that she will tense up being back on the big stage. She's 37, she hasn't won a Grand Slam in 9 years, and you never know how long someone has left. But these are the doubts that people have been throwing at the American continually, and so far she is yet to crumble, with her latest showing, given the stage and the significance of the match, being the most convincing in my opinion. She's also had Serena at the end of the phone after every win, so there is no doubt there that her younger sister will be giving her some advice and telling her how to tackle Muguruza. As far as predicting goes, I think the safe option here is probably to back Muguruza. Venus has the history and is the only woman on tour to have made the second week of the last 6 majors, but Muguruza is only 23 and was winning a slam as recently as last year. But when Venus was diagnosed with a long-term autoimmune disease in 2011 and went on to struggle in 2012 and 2013 and still didn't give up, I never gave up on her either. And look where she is now. If she can reach 2 major finals in a season for the first time since 2003, then what is to stop her winning another Wimbledon title? Naturally, it depends on her keeping a lid on the unforced errors and nailing that serve, but Venus has been doing so all fortnight pretty much. So I am going to take the riskier option and predict Venus Williams to win a 6th Wimbledon title. I could be even riskier and predict her to do it in straight sets, but Muguruza is a fighter, she does have the focus for these moments, and I'm not sure I can see her going down that easily. So I'm predicting Venus, and I'm saying she will get it done in 3 sets. So thank you for watching. I'm sorry the lighting hasn't been as good today, it's out of my control. Thank you for everyone who watched the previous video and left such lovely comments, it was really nice. And thank you for coming back. Do comment and let me know what you think of my prediction. Do you agree? Do you have a strong argument against it? Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share it with people. I am really hoping to do a preview and prediction for the men's final, which we know now is Roger Federer against Marin Cilic. I'm really hoping to do it, but I'm not sure if I'll have the time, which is really annoying because I haven't done any predictions on this channel for the men at Wimbledon this year. If I do get one up, it might have to be a lot less detailed than usual. But I will keep you updated. I love reading your comments and hearing your thoughts and your predictions, so let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time.